What do you do if you owe the IRS $1 million or more in back taxes? And I know for a lot of people watching this, you think that sounds absolutely insane, that 7 figures in back taxes. But the truth is, at our company, we actually deal with this issue with a degree of frequency. We have a lot of clients who owe over $1 million in back taxes. And there's something that if you're in this situation, you really do need to understand what to do about it so you can truly get a path forward out of this problem so you can actually move on with your life for good. I think there's a few things I would want you to know. Number one is you need to understand that this is an automatic assignment to an IRS Revenue Officer, a local IRS employee who's going to come and enforce on you personally. The IRS policies, at least as of when I'm making this video, is that for people that owe $1 million or more, you cannot work through the general channels. You have to have someone assigned. So you need to understand that you are going to be scrutinized at the absolute highest level. These guys are going to demand hundreds, if not thousands of pages of documentation. They're going to closely scrutinize your business, your overall situation, and you need to be mentally prepared for that and also have the bandwidth to comply. The other thing I would mention to you too, and because I know that sounds like a bunch of bad news, is believe it or not, these people actually want to work with you to get this problem resolved. It's just a question of knowing how to negotiate so you get a fair outcome for yourself. It's very rare that the IRS is going to come in and want to shut you down, padlock your business, take all your stuff. That can happen for people who mismanage their situation. And for people that are not addressing this, or they are addressing it but in the wrong way, that is something you need to worry about, because you can and will get demands from the IRS to literally start liquidating your assets under certain circumstances. And that's why we've had success representing clients who have owed this kind of money, right? At our firm, we don't really focus on smaller cases, W-2 that owe $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. You could either solve that one on your own, or they're more generalist type of companies that could probably help you. But when you hit those higher numbers, especially over 7 figures, they're going to come after you hard if you don't know how to cooperate, and they're going to do it in person locally, unfortunately. So what I would recommend is, if you're in this situation, is you need to really think about what in your business is causing you to have this problem. Why is it you owe $1 million in back taxes? Because here's the thing, most people that have tax problems are just in very hard up financial situations, like health issues, low income, unemployed, something happened to them, their spouse. And so as a result of that, they owe some small amount of money, $30,000, $40,000, $20,000, $50,000. The IRS is designed to make it easy and comfortable for people like that to fix their problem. But if you're owing $1 million, I mean, the exact opposite is the case. They're going to want to come after you hard. So therefore, you have to really put yourself in a position where you are truly ready to submit to this process, and you're willing to do anything and everything it takes to comply so you can get back on track. But going back to my earlier point, why do you have this problem? You need to analyze your business, and you need to analyze your life to see how this accumulated. Your problem isn't that you were broke. Your problem is you mismanaged something happened in your business, you grew quickly, you didn't have the financial controls or the accounting controls in place. That is the reason you have this problem, and you really need to start addressing that to stop the bleeding. And then what you also need to do is really proactively reach out and get help. Like our company, we help with exactly these kind of situations so you can get out ahead of it and have the best possible outcome. So if you owe $1 million or more in back taxes, that's a lot of money to owe, but at the same time, you're not the only one. If that helps a little bit, maybe. There's a lot of people that do. You really have to hone in your strategy and your approach so you can get out of this without having a massive retribution and blowback, because the IRS will be willing to work with you, but you have to know exactly what to do and how to do it so that you get a fair, workable outcome moving forward.